All right, welcome to another Dark Wizard Gaming Battle Report. Today we have Wesley and his mighty Saurian Ancients versus Karen and her Highborn Elves. So Wesley, tell us a little bit about your army today.
All right, my army is mostly fairly fighty. I'm actually trying out something that's a little bit shootier than usual. I got a couple more spearbacks than I usually take, and I'm taking pyromancy, although I think I'm going to retire it after this game because it's not really my style. But I got, you know, 3 big fighty blocks and a couple of little support guys and light shooting.
Mm-hmm. And what are you most concerned about with Karen's army?
Oh boy, the Flame Wardens are always a nightmare, and the Phoenix, I'm not afraid of it by itself, but I'm afraid of it for its debuff potential if it combo charges with anything.
Sure.
I kind of despise that unit. The General is very resilient. As long as I keep him from charging, I mean, he'll do wounds every round, but not like a entirely unmanageable. And of course, the Dragon Princes, or the Princes of the Knights of Rima, as they are called now, are just have a ludicrous amount of offensive potential if they get the charge off. So.
And Karen, what about your army? What did you bring today?
Well, I designed mine a wee bit different than most people. I just pick out what I like for models and what I think is the coolest looking ones.
Which is most your Cavalry?
Yeah.
And your Frost Phoenix
and Lions.
And your Chariot?
That's all I do, so I designed mine different than everybody else, though.
And is there anything you're particularly concerned about for Wesley's?
No, he always beats me, so
okay.
Well, not when we played the first dwarf game I played against you. You wrecked me pretty good.
And so we're doing in circle for the deployment, and we're going with capture flags for the secondary, and this is 5,000 points with version 1.3. So good luck to both of you, and let's see how this goes.
All right.
Cool beans.
All right, I have 3 characters in this list. 2 Lord level and a hero level character, although that distinction is less important now. My General and BSB are the same character because I'm running a Toad, a Quaddle Lord, with the Wellspring of Power, so he channels on a 4-up in my phase and has +3 to cast. I'm running Pyromancy, which I got the Pyroclastic Flow, Cascading Fire, Scorching Salvo, and Enveloping Embers. On him, he's carrying a Dispel Scroll as well. My Saurian Warlord, and he's going in the Temple Guard, along with my Saurian Warlord, who has the Armor of Destiny, the Kingslayer, the Potion of Swiftness, and the Divine Icon. Then my last character is a Cayman hero. He's got a great weapon, he has the Armor of Fortune, and he has the staff weapon, or the staff item from Saurian Ancients that allows you to cast Healing Waters as a bound spell. And he's going, of course, in my Cayman unit. On my far right flank, there is a unit of 5 Chameleon Skinks. To their left is a unit of Pterodon Riders that are no upgrades on them. Then a unit of Caymans, 5 of them with Champion and Musician, and they have great weapons. Behind them is a Salamander. To their left is a unit of 2 Spearbacks. Then to their left is the Temple Guard, 23 of them. They have the Stalker Standard and full command. Behind them is a unit of 15 Skinks with bows, no command. Then another Spearback, single model, 33 Saurian Spearmen with the Serpent Totem, so they can fight in an extra rank. They have full command and the Banner of Movement. And on my far left flank is another unit of Pterodon Riders with shields.
We're going to start with my High Prince. He is on my Lion Chariot. He has Bluffer's Helm, heavy armor, and his lion's fur. We have a 1-up armor save, 4-up ward save for him. All wounds get a reroll against him, so that's pretty handy dandy. My commander, High Warden of the Flame, he's my battle standard bearer. He has divine attacks, and the unit gets magical attacks. He's placed in there with my Flame Wardens. I also have a Mage, which is a Wizard Master Scholar, and he has 3 spells, and also carrying a scroll with him. He gets +2 to cast, and then I get 6 inches for my casting spells, extra 6 inches, plus then I get 3 inches extra for my aura spells. I have Divination. There's 2 lovely units of Citizen Archers. We just only have a musician in each of them. My mage is going to hide out in one of them. We have a unit of Reavers, which are my fast cav. I like them because they have pretty little things on their head. They carry bows as well. left, next to the Reavers, we have my Bolt Thrower. The Knights of Rama, we have full command. Then we mosey on over to my Eagle. He's there just to cause a little chaos. And my Frost Phoenix, he is quite handy. He makes it -3 initiative for the enemy and -1 strength. The Flame Wardens, that is also where my Battle Standard Bearer is going to be hanging out. We have armor piercing for the unit and strength 4, full command. Last but not least, Highborn Lancers. They have full command. Okie dokie.
All right, first phase of movement is done. Didn't clear any charges on my right flank. I retreated my skinks a little bit because I don't want them run over by the Reavers. I think they lose that fight in the long run, and I want them for other stuff. Moved my salamander up as well, as much as I could. I can't shoot at anything, so no reason not to march him. Maybe make use of him a little bit later. Then my caimans, they marched up as far as they could. My spearbacks marched up as far as they could. My pterodon riders dropped rocks on the Knights of Ryma and chaffed them up, killing one Knight of Ryma, which I was rather surprised about. The Temple Guard moved all the way up, straight up to the wall and garrisoned the wall. My skink unit moved up right behind them. My second spearback moved up in between the Temple Guard and the spears. The spears also moved up to face off the Highborn Lancers, and the second Pterodon Rider unit went up a little bit, but not near as much as they could. I don't want them to get eaten by the Highborn Lancer unit, so if she charges me, I'm probably going to run away. Alright, magic was fairly uneventful. I rolled double ones and did not channel. Happily, neither did Karen, so I dropped the little cascading fire on my Temple Guard unit, which she failed to dispel, and I got the attribute on her Flame Wardens and managed to kill one of them. Shooting, dumped some shots into the Knights of Ryma, didn't do anything, put some shots into the Highborn Lancers and managed to kill one on an unlucky armor save.
I charged with my Knights of Rama into his rock droppers. That was my only charge that I had made. My Reavers moved up so they can shoot the skinks. My Lion Chariot, he just scooted over a little bit, so he's in position to move wherever he needs to in case we need to do a charge or a side flank for the next movement. But that way he potentially can miss the forest if we need to wheel. I just scooted up Frost Phoenix, so we're a little bit closer and he can decide where he needs to go and who he needs to help out. I scooted my Eagle on up to help screen the caimans, so we're going to try to block them. My Highborn Lancers, they just scooted back a little bit because I didn't want them to get charged. Magic phase was very short. All I did was just manage to get rid of his remains in play for his casting fire. And then for shooting, it didn't pan out as I had hoped. So we only did 2 wounds on his little flame shooter over there, and everybody else, well, they were taking vacation. Knights of Rama had a successful battle against his rock droppers. They decided to stay put because they didn't want to get closer and make sure we stay away from his caimans.
Alright, so I made 2 charges, or attempted 2 charges rather, one with the caimans into the Eagle and the other with the Temple Guard into the Flame Wardens. The caimans obviously made it into the Eagle because I was getting chaffed, and the Temple Guard needed a 9 on Swift Stride, couldn't quite do it, which, not the worst thing ever, but not crazy about the plan. Then I moved my Pterodon Riders with the shields over to drop some rocks and chaff up the Phoenix Guard. Then moved up the spears into the field to try and go after the Highborn Lancers and hopefully the archers. Moved up the spearback, the one with a head, to take some pot shots at the Highborn Lancers. Didn't move the skinks. Moved Team Headless, my 2 units of spearbacks, up to chaff up his general and his Knights of Ryma. Moved my skinks through the building and moved to go after the bolt thrower, and also moved my salamander into and then out of the building a little bit to give him some hard cover because she apparently wants to kill him. Alright, Magic Face got a little bit luckier on the Flux, rolling a 5 and a 2, though neither of us channeled. Managed to get off the Cascading Fire again on the Temple Guard unit. She let it go. Tried to get off Enveloping Embers on the Flame Wardens with three dice, but I rolled like a 6. So that didn't happen. And then I rolled double 6s on my my Bound spell, but she dispelled it with her 5 dice, so... Alright, so shooting went fairly well. Killed one of the Highborn Lancers with my Spearback, despite some cover penalties. Killed several of the Flame Wardens between the Pterodon Riders and the Skinks. Then the Chameleon Skinks went up and shot at the Bolt Thrower, only doing 1 wound. Okay, so the Eagle did 1 wound to my Caimans, but of course got mulched. I only overran 6 inches, which is not even close to what I needed to get into the Knights of Rima.
So my Frost Phoenix and my Lion Chariot and my Knights of Rama, they charged into the Spearbacks. My goal was to try to get over to the Caimans, but I lost a horse, so it didn't work out, so I'm not going to overrun into them, was my original goal. My Flame Worms charge into his Rock Droppers, so we can get rid of those little turkeys. I moved my Wizard out of my little bunker unit of archers, because I was worried that the Caimans are going to come in there and gobble him up. And I brought in my Reavers, so we can at least try to throw 5 bows to the Caimans. Highborn Lancers are going to scoot around and try to get the Skinks with bows is the goal. Magic, nothing happened, so we just moved right on to shooting. It took 33 shots to finally get 1 wound to kill his Flamer. And then I took my other archers and tried to shoot his Spearback, and he still has 1 wound left. Dang it. So he's still alive. The Flame Wardens had a successful combat against the Rock Droppers, so they are gone. I repositioned, just kind of recentered to face the other combat, and also to help make sure and kind of redirect everything. So the Spearbacks didn't last very long. My Lions finished them off, and the Frost Phoenix, he overran into the Caimans, and I just repositioned my Knights of Rama and my Chariot just ever so that way if they overrun, they hit into my Knights of Rama first and not go into my archers. And then I didn't want my Chariot to go through the forest, but I have him positioned that he can go anywhere and everywhere and could see everybody.
Alright, charge the Spear Saurus Warriors into her leftmost archer block, charge the Temple Guard into the Flame Wardens. Both of them made it in. Move the Spear back a little bit so I could take pot shots at the Silver Helms, or rather, sorry, Highborn Lancers. And then I moved the Skinks a little bit because I kind of want to, the Bow Skinks, because I kind of want to run them away from the Highborn Lancers. I don't want them to die to Highborn Lancers. So in Magic, nothing happened because I can't get much off when I'm in combat, and I opted to just end my phase if she wasn't going to dispel Cascading Fire, which she chose not to do because she didn't want me to get Scorching Salvo off. In shooting, I put 2 more wounds on the Bolt Thrower with the Chameleon Skinks, and I did 1 wound to the Highborn Lancers with the surviving Spearback, and they fled off the table. Alright, so in the close combats, things did not go quite how I anticipated. The archers didn't actually suffer that many casualties, and they rolled a 4 and didn't run off the board, which, because I didn't pursue, is inconvenient for me. My Temple Guard did good work. My Warlord put 2 wounds on his BSB, although did not kill him, sadly. They stuck on an 8 rerollable. And then the Caimans took 2 wounds from the Phoenix, put 2 wounds on the Phoenix, but lost combat. They stuck, and I chose not to reform because I don't want to not be steadfast if the Knights come in and murder me, which I think that unit's about to die.
The Knights of Rama and the Lion Chariot, they did a combo charge into the back of his red unit of lizards. That was the only charges that we had there. And then my little archer unit managed to rally, so I was mighty excited about that. I just repositioned my other archer units so they can shoot into the Sphinx. I did move my mage back into the archer unit before I went ahead and made that movement there. my reavers, they just moved around so they can shoot at his other little tiny sphinx back there in the background. So we are going to mosey on to magic. Magic, I put scrying onto my Frost Phoenix, and I put my attribute as well onto the Frost Phoenix. We lost 3 chameleons with all my shooting, and then the reavers just only killed 1 of those little skinks over there. I had everybody triple teamed with his Temple Guard. I did manage to go ahead and break that unit and chase them down. What few he did have left. I did lose my Battle Standard Bearer though. He did manage to take him out, so that was a good one for Wesley to have. Frost Phoenix, I won, but he held and he was not able to reform.
All right, what a game. That was back and forth. I thought Karen was completely done, and she ended up pulling it out with a rear charge.
Definitely, definitely. Oh man, I wish I'd broken those Flame Wardens that first round. But, I mean, I don't feel like it was wrong to charge into them. I think my calculations were right. Like, when you account for the flaming attacks that I forgot to actually use in the combat, she took, what, 4 wounds from that? Mm-hmm. So that would have had her, even she did roll really low, so she wouldn't have broken anyway, but going in, knowing that she lost that by 5? No, 6. She lost by 6. Because she lost by 2 before the flame wounds, and that would be 4 more, so I don't think it was a bad calculation going in, but what I needed to do was move my spear back further up so that he could, in a march move, get up to chaff up those horses. I did not think that she was going to take the horses into the rear of my Temple Guard unit, and that was a poor decision on my part.
Karen, what do you think your MVP was of the army?
I would have to say would be my Knights of Rama and my Lions. So
I agree, your Knights did a really good job.
They kind of helped save the game. And I got lucky with those little guys, they didn't run away. Because that helped.
Oh, yes.
That was a big game changer for him, because he would have definitely came over and got a rear flank on me. So I think that was huge for me. I got lucky.
And we should say we stopped early because everybody had to leave.
Yeah.
So we would have got another round. As it is, it was a 15-5, and then Karen got the secondary because we would have to stop. I definitely think that the secondary would have been a push otherwise.
Yeah, probably. But I think she would have eaten up some more points before the game ended. It was very clearly a Karen win on this one.
Good job. It's been a while.
It was fun, Wesley.
Yeah. Good game?
You too.
Good game.
Always fun playing Wesley.
Any changes you expect for your army?
Yeah, so I'm not going to run Pyromance anymore, just because the problem is I want my general in combat, and too many of my things are missiles. So, like, it was fun. It was fun for a little while just to try it out. And to try a little bit more shooting, I'm almost tempted to keep the extra spearbacks in the list, just because those guys actually, in one turn they don't do a whole lot, but over the course of the game they can actually get some work done.
Yeah. So you took out a lot of Flame Wardens.
They did. I don't know if that was them. That was other stuff. But they did. They took out like 3 of those guys. Well, that's right, it was only 1 because of the stand and shoot, but the other one took out some of them, I think.
Right.
But I'm gonna shift back towards a more melee focused list. I'll probably drop the spearbacks and put my my cav in again, my Saurus cav, which would not do great against a lot of things in this army, but they can do wonders against lousy infantry units. So I'm probably gonna bring them back in, and at some point I'm gonna test out evocation because they actually made it viable in the latest update. So, you know, I'm definitely going to try that. I'll probably go back to Divination ultimately because I love Divination. She showed it to good effect in this game. But I'll definitely try out Evocation some, but I probably won't alter the rest of the list for that.
How about you, Karen? Are you happy with your list? Any changes?
I like it. No changes. Really.
All right. You like all your horses?
I do. I like a variety.
It is definitely a very pretty list.
Thanks. That's how I designed them.
If you could find the points for it, I feel like the Stalker Standard would do great work on that unit just to make him ignore the terrain.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, like I don't just because you've invested 7 bodies into that unit and those guys are so expensive. Like I don't know, like I don't know if you. It kind of sucks that you lose the advantage of having Swift Stride because you already have Swift Stride, but not having to take DTs. I don't know. That seems like that could be really helpful, especially because you already also have you effectively got two other guys that also need to worry about taking DTs.
Sure.
So having, if one of them doesn't have to, you have much less to worry about when you're deploying.
It's a good idea. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.
Till next time.
Toodles.
Thanks for watching our Dark Wizard Gaming video. If you enjoyed this video, please use the subscribe and the like features here on YouTube. And then leave us any comments for anything that maybe you want to see different on the videos, any upcoming content, or anything else you'd like to see. So thanks a lot, and see you on the next video.